How long does it take to lose weight on Mounjaro weight loss and Zepbound weight loss? Hi friends, I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I have lost over 80 pounds with Mounjaro weight loss and Zepbound weight loss, and I'm really excited today to share my experience, strength, and hope. I am not a medical healthcare provider, nor do I pretend to play one on the internet, simply my experience, strength, and hope over the last almost 14 months of taking Mounjaro and Zepbound and having successful lifestyle changes, and hopefully to help encourage you. So let's go ahead and dive. And in this video, you're gonna learn how long does it take to lose weight on Mounjaro weight loss. And for me, what the proper expectations were, right? Like managing my expectations as I go along. So let's go ahead and dive in. Down below is also my free Mounjaro weight loss success checklist and Zepbound weight loss success checklist of what has worked well for me. And hopefully for you, I have thousands and thousands of people in my free Mounjaro weight loss encouragement group, and that will be linked down below too. So let's go over to some of the things I want to talk about. When we start, typically we start on Mounjaro 2.5 milligrams or Zepbound 2.5 milligrams. Or if you're on tirzepatide, that's a compound that you can get from a compound pharmacy, a reputable one, which I have linked down in the description, link below, and a telehealth company, a holistic telehealth company that I am obsessed with for the GLP-1 community. And so when I started, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work, because I've read studies how it doesn't. The beginning doses are what's called loading doses, meaning the heavier lifting in terms of weight loss usually doesn't come till later. Now, if you go in my Mounjaro weight loss and Zepbound weight loss playlist down below, I have over 180 plus videos, one of our awesome viewers counted, of my journey over the last 14 months to hopefully help encourage you of what's worked well for me and what, quite frankly, is not, where I've failed in some areas. And so with that, my first week, I lost 11 pounds. Is that normal? No. Is there varying variables that go into that? Yes. If you have, again, I'm not a healthcare provider, but from my understanding of it and from watching and encouraging thousands of people who lose weight out of the gate, and 11 pounds is extreme. Really, like 1 to 2 pounds per week is amazing and fabulous. I feel like that sets unrealistic expectations. And for me, while this hasn't been a miracle drug, I've had to put in a lot of work with it too, like a lot. And I like to let people set expectations. I feel like that's really, really important as we go along with these new GLP-1 medications. While GLP-1s are not new, they've been around since 2005. It's still new of learning about the Eli Lillys who manufacture Mounjaro, about Novo Nordisk who manufactures WEGOVY, and Eli Lilly for Zepbound too. Which, by the way, Mounjaro and Zepbound, same thing, just different FDA approvals on there. So let's go back over to it. So depending on insulin resistancy and some other factors with that, with your medical background of being type 2 diabetic and your blood panels, have you had a recent blood panel? For me, the company I work with, it's called Join Fridays. They're my favorite. I've switched to that telehealth company. I buy their membership because they make me do blood panels. And so they're inspecting what they're expecting from me to make sure as they're prescribing this medication, it's really important to have a doctor or a healthcare provider you're working with that you trust, have communication with, and that you can ask a ton of questions directly to, because your medical situation is different than mine, right? I'll share my experience, strength, and hope, but my blood work is different than yours. And I'm not sharing all of that on the internet. I'll share a lot, but that's not what I'm gonna be sharing. So with that, number one of how quickly can you lose weight on Mounjaro, for me, it was the first week. Is that normal, air quote? We can go back over to the clinical trials and studies on there that Eli Lilly has released to us. It's gonna take some time. And I feel like the media hype with GLP-1s, with WEGOVY and Zepbound and Mounjaro, hype up this astronomical weight loss, and it can create this unrealistic narrative, in my humble opinion, that is not helpful, that can be self-defeating, and can lead to diminishing thoughts when it's not setting up a realistic expectation. So let's set up the realistic expectation that 1 to 2 pounds per week for my body, and that's been what I want to encourage you to talk to your healthcare provider back, because I'll always punch it back over to your own healthcare provider. Setting up those conversations that is normal. If you're not losing, then we'll talk about that in a minute. But going back over, for me, it was in the first week. Have I seen people not lose the first couple of months, plural? Yes, actually I have. Again, if you compare apples to apples, have 100, when I started, 100 to 125 pounds to lose. Weight is going to fall off significantly faster because I have more to lose. if you have started Mounjaro, Zepbound, WEGOVY, and you'll have the weight loss on there, that you're looking for 30 pounds down or 40 pounds down or 50 pounds down, that is a substantial difference, right? And so if you hear these numbers, as I go through and do my weight loss updates, my Mounjaro weight loss updates and my Zepbound weight loss updates, it can be an unrealistic expectation if you have only 30, 40, 50 pounds to lose versus 125. And that 11 pounds in the first week coming off of a very, very large frame, morbidly obese. Maybe you're rolling up into this with your BMI is going to be significantly different than mine when I first started. So can you lose your first week? Absolutely. Do some people not? Absolutely. Can that be discouraging for them? Absolutely. So I want you to take fruit, because we're action oriented here at Countess of Shopping. We are not talkers, we're doers, to set up some healthy bookends for yourself as you go. One, if you've not gotten my Mounjaro weight loss success checklist or Zepbound weight loss success checklist, it's in the description link below. Just click the ... more. All of my free links on countessofshopping.com will pull up for you my free blog resource of articles I've written from my experience, strength, and hope to hopefully help encourage you, and then to help facilitate conversations with your healthcare provider to talk to them because they are the medical experts on it. So having with that, if you have these not unrealistic expectations, but if you have disappointment, I want you to talk to your medical healthcare provider. Schedule an appointment to speak with them, to make sure, to talk about it, because they're gonna have for you, and they're probably gonna order a blood panel. They're gonna want more information, more data. Have you not been sleeping? Hello, my 8-year-old's been waking up every night for the past 2 weeks, and I have not had really good rest, and that affects my weight loss. Do you have stressors right now? That can affect your weight loss. There's certain things that can affect your weight loss that need to be factored in, where it's not just a Mounjaro thing or a Zepbound thing. So yes, for weight loss, how quickly can you lose it within the first week or not? And I know some people don't like that answer, that it's kind of like everybody's different, but everybody is different. Now, tools to help you. If you are starting, I normally don't encourage people to buy stuff, but I want to encourage you a smart tape measure. If you have a tape measure in your home, use it. You're gonna want it. Here's why I encourage the smart tape body measure. These two, there's actually, they sync together in one app on your phone. So when you have a weight stall or when you're first starting, you can go back and compare your measurements with this bad boy, but it all syncs to your phone. And you can have different users. People ask me, you can have different users for your scale. If you and your honey bunny want to use the same one, your partner would just need to download the app onto their phone. They have also a blood pressure cuff that you can sync in with this too, which is so amazing. I highly recommend that one as well. I'll link all 3 down below. This is an awesome vital tool. If you don't want to pay for something, then use a piece of string and then change the, you know what I mean, to measure it, or a tape measure in your garage or whatever. I like the smart tape measure because it's not expensive, and it has helped me out so much when I'm like, why is this not going? Now, titrating up is an option too. Maybe the 2.5 Mounjaro milligrams or the Zepbound 2.5 milligrams, maybe you need to titrate up. Having that conversation with your healthcare provider, particularly now with the Mounjaro shortage, allegedly on the FDA shortage list, it is not affecting 2.5 milligrams. But I know over my last 14 months of taking Mounjaro, just because it's not on the Mounjaro, just because it's not on the FDA shortage list does not mean that it's not, I can't get for them, I'm gonna have access to be able to get it quickly. For example, for my Mounjaro 15 milligrams, literally they told me it's 4 to 5 weeks and there's no guarantee of getting it, which is why I'm considering and have an appointment with Join Fridays. If you choose to do the same thing as I do, the code is QUEEN, the discount code, to talk about compounds. But that's a subject for another day. So with this, not losing the weight, having something else to give a different unit of measurement with it, but maybe the dose, just because it's a loading dose, is not enough, you need to go higher. But that requires a conversation with your doctor. I have always said about different injection sites, and now it looks like a lot of people in the GLP-1 community, since I've documented my experience, strength, and hope with that, of how much of a difference it makes with the 3 different injection sites: the back of your arm, your upper thigh, and in your tummy. Follow the Eli Lilly diagram. I'm using generic non-medical healthcare professional terms. Use that diagram that Eli Lilly tells us of where you're supposed to inject it, but those 3 injection sites, of rotating them, for me, has sparked a weight loss. So if you're only doing it in the back of your arm and you've never done your upper thigh or your in your stomach area, maybe try those. Follow the instructions that Eli Lilly gives us. They do tell us to rotate injection sites. Why not do that? That very well may be your air quote problem, although I'm not calling it a problem, I'm calling it a challenge, because we are changing the vernacular in the way that we are looking at our weight loss journey. So that would be one of my encouragements to you, is to change the injection site if you haven't done so. For me, this is all about lifestyle changes, of changing what I eat and my physical activity associated with that. I have got to, because Eli Lilly tells me, the manufacturer of Mounjaro and Zepbound, to make permanent lifestyle changes. I have to, or else this is all for naught, and else the weight is gonna come back, right? And for me, I wanna make permanent lifestyle changes with those. So what I wanna encourage you to do is, are you eating? And this is where some people sometimes are like, I just want to know how much I could lose in a week. You could lose weight right within the week. But if it's not coming off, are you having protein, enough protein and nutrient dense foods? Now, for me, because of the appetite suppression with it, I've switched my daily. If you've seen older videos, through this process, I have evolved, right? Like from 14 months ago to 8 months ago to 2 months ago to today, I'm trying to make and am making permanent lifestyle changes. I take GEM, their daily essential vitamins. I'm obsessed with them. They're made out of like dates. They're not gummies, but they're like dates in there. And they have in there prebiotics and probiotics. They've been very generous to give the Countess of Shopping community a discount code. I'm not sponsored in today's video. I just love their stuff. And it's been really helpful for me to take these little bite-sized chews with zinc, vitamin D, vitamin K2, probiotics, prebiotics. It's got that delicious, yummy things in there too. So that's my encouragement for you as well. And of course, I'm working on strength training as well. This scale has in there a muscle, it has 13 components for measurement, not just weight loss, but also a muscle mass scale. So you can see how your muscle mass is going. One doesn't, with Eli Lilly, with Zepbound and Mounjaro, we do lose muscle, but that's not just because of Mounjaro or Zepbound or WEGOVY. It's in general with weight loss, you lose muscle mass. And someone had a great video they shared with me, and if this was you, thank you, but I want to share it, and I don't have the creator's name to credit them with it, so please forgive me. But it was basically like, think of a ribeye steak, how it has that marbling fat through it with muscle. It's not that the muscle is going away on there, it's the fat within the muscle of like the ribeye steak, for example, is diminishing because you're losing fat, you're having fat loss. And so I thought that was an interesting way to look at muscle mass, but I am still tracking all of this because a track number grows. A track number grows. So to answer your question, you can lose weight right away or you cannot. And if you're not, and that's getting you frustrated or upset, here's the action items. One, make sure you have a different unit of tracking, because you may simply be losing inches and then have a big whoosh. That's typically for me. I won't lose, and then I'll lose like 5 pounds. Or like 3 pounds or whatever. And two, talk to your healthcare provider, because maybe they have some insight on it of like, hey, we haven't done a blood panel recently, let's do that. Or hey, maybe we need to titrate up doses, and have that conversation. Number 3, have you changed the injection site? If you're doing like the same spot over, you haven't tried one of the 3 places, maybe you've only done 2, switch it up and see how it goes for you, see how that switches, and see if that's helpful for you. For me, also not comparing with people on the internet, because it can, even in the free encouragement group, I'm obsessed with that group. It's a very safe space, intentionally high quality. There's thousands of people in there. It's an awesome group to be safe with and vulnerable with, and also learn a ton of free information. It's linked in the description link below. That can sometimes, that's why we talk in that group about non-scale victories of like, hey, today I hit my protein goal, or hey, I walked for 2 miles today, or hey, like, it's not just about what's on the scale, because sometimes that can be deceptive. I've lost 5 pant sizes. In fact, through this weight stall I've been in, I've lost a pant size, right? And so there's more going on than just a number on the scale. And also, if you don't have a substantial amount of weight, I'm saying like substantial, meaning like 100 pounds to me is a substantial amount of weight. Losing that, it's gonna take a hot second, right? And so giving grace, kindness, love, and compassion as you go through, while seeking answers along the way. And hopefully this video has provided you some actionable tools to take to go out there and go do it. Now, speaking of things to go do, we are action doers here, not just talkers. One, make sure you join my free encouragement group. You do need to answer all the questions in the group because it prevents spammers. If you've been on that waiting list for more than a day or 2, email me. My email's in the description link below. You probably got flagged as spam because you didn't answer the questions, or there's something like if your account's less than 5 years old on Facebook, that can be a flag for spammers. 2, go to countessofshopping.com, or in the description, I have tons of articles, like the best time of day to take your Mounjaro injection, foods, protein ideas. Like, it's just a plethora of free information to help encourage you of what's worked well for me. Take what you want and leave the rest. Tip number 3, make sure you click subscribe and like here on YouTube for Countess of Shopping, because it will signal to the YouTube algorithm more of my videos, and I have over 180 that will hopefully you can listen to them while you're exercising or doing your chores or while you're driving, and just listen to other people's experience, strength, and hope, and hopefully help encourage you on your weight loss journey. And I'm so grateful to be here with you guys. It's been truly, like, I love you guys so much, and I'm so appreciative. Now, I had been talking in our group. You guys know I love my loose skin cream. Again, I always have to say for the haters out there, nothing's gonna get rid of loose skin besides weight loss, besides skin surgery, but gosh, this sure does help. I've been testing a new exfoliant with it, my friends. I bought one and I did not like it at all. It was the expensive one too. It was like $80. It was a Jaja product. It didn't really work for me that I liked. But I bought a different one, and I will link both of those down in the description link below. The 2 of those tag teaming off. Now, this is expensive, but it lasts a long time. It's 10 ounces. Hello. It lasts a long, long time. I'll put this on my hands because my hands can look like old lady hands and crepey. And it helps on my legs because that's where I have the most sagging skin. Just give a little tight, particularly with short season coming up around the corner here. And with that exfoliant has been very much a confidence boost for me. The final thing I'll leave you with is your water. If you don't have some sort of water system, I've done a ton of videos on it, but I want to encourage you to come up with a water system, because you're not going to be I'll use my ice statements. I am not as hungry on Mounjaro. And so therefore, not grabbing for food, but grabbing for something else. For me, it's my water jug. And I have 40-ounce tumblers with Stanley, simple modern. I'll link my favorite ones down in the description link below too. I hope that that's helpful in setting expectations, helping you reframe things, and hopefully helping facilitate having that conversation with your doctor too. I'm excited. I am practicing what I preach. Next week, I'll have my appointment for potentially getting on compounds. I'm learning more and getting more information at this point, but I'm very tired of the shortage associated with Mounjaro and Zepbound, and the scary part of not having my medication for 4 to 5 to 6 weeks. If that, they said that wasn't even guaranteed. So if you're in that boat too, I'll link down below my favorite compound pharmacy, but you've got to go through the Telehealth company, which is Join Fridays. They're very reputable. Use the discount code QUEEN. And that's what I'm doing. And I know some of you are like, you be the guinea pig and then come back and report and tell us how it goes. And I'm happy to do that too. But a lot of people have switched over. Do you give them grace 7 to 10 days to get an appointment? And then if you choose to go with the compound and you're eligible, obviously like they have to make the decision if you're eligible, it will take 7 to 10 days to get that in the mail. So what is that? Up to 20 days potentially. So potentially 3 weeks. You need to plan accordingly. Some of our group members are like, Elizabeth, I got my appointment like the next day, which is usually the standard for them. But there's been such an influx of people switching off of brand names because of this horrible shortage. It's awful. So hopefully, anyways, we're not going to dwell on the negative. We're going to dwell on the positive. That is a positive release and stress releaser, knowing that there are some other solutions too if you're in the same boat that I'm in. That doesn't really talk about today's topic, but if you can't get the medication to be able to know if you're losing weight, it kind of does. So my sweet friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. Love y'all. See you soon. Bye guys. Have a great day. See you later.